Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dog, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Everybody out there listening to me, put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Why don't you join me? Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Harvey turn them on to the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only, Steve Harvey. Got a radio show. Man, oh man, oh man. God been good to me. Man, I can't explain it all, really. Hey, I want to remind everybody of something that I need reminding of myself all the time. And I'm dealing with a couple of things now, and I had to remind myself. You know what I have to remember? I have to constantly remind myself to stay in constant communication with God. Constant communication with God. Sometimes, I have a tendency, and maybe we do all as people, I don't know, but I know for me, that when it's going okay, I slack up in sometimes having conversations with him because I'm not coming to him on a daily with something that's pressing or something. And I find myself slacking up in the communication. The danger I have learned in that is this. I think, we've all heard old people say, you got to stay prayed up, and, prayed up means, you got some stored up. You just got an abundance of them where you're putting it in. Because what happens is when you're not in constant communication with God, when you're not constantly praying, during those good times, that allows for the enemy to slip in and do the little things that can be upsetting. And then the next thing you know it, you get several little things in a row. Now you got an issue you're dealing with. I have to remind myself when it's going like that, man, have I really been praying though? Have I really been in constant communication with God? Because, that helps guard against that little bitty stuff coming in. Sometimes it's big stuff, sometimes it's major stuff. But I've noticed, man, that when I get on a more of a smooth plane in life, I have a tendency to slack up in that department. And that ain't the time to slack up. I'm really learning that I have to stay in constant communication with God because it enables me to ward off those little things coming up that can get in the way. And so I just wanted to make you aware of that as I'm learning it myself. That staying prayed up is important, that you try to stock prayers, you try to, have some prayers in the bank, so to speak, and just constant communication with him because it'll just safeguard you against a lot of stuff backdooring you. I just wanted to make sure you understood that because on your journey, it's going to be many obstacles. I've said this 100 times on the show. The road to success is always under construction. I say that all the time. And it's to let you understand that it's not going to be easy. But we can make it more difficult than it has to be. You know, when you go out, strike out on a journey, you know, let's say I got in my car. Let's say I'm in New York. And I get in my car and I say, I'm going to L.A. I know if I drive west and continue to drive west, eventually I should get to California, or I may wind up in Portland or Seattle or something like that. But if I drive west, I'm going to eventually get to the West Coast. Now, wouldn't it be smarter, though, if I mapped out the route, which saved me a bunch of driving I don't need and figuring that I don't have to calculate? When you know the way to go, you know, if you know you want to cut cross on the 20, or you want to cut cross on the 70, or you want to cut cross on the 10, you know, you got to devise a route. Now, if I want to go visit some people I know, then I know I need to go down, you know, I might go through Ohio, come down on the 80, then get on 71 and take that all the way down to the 10 and then ride across. Or I might take it to the 20, cut through Texas, and then let it link back up on the 10. I know a lot of different ways, but guess what? The best way is to map it out. You can go anywhere, but if you go with a map, it's more precise. You save yourself a lot of time. And that's what prayer has taught me, that that if I continuously pray, that I stay in a prepared mode. I have more idea of where I'm going. I'm more secure with my route. If you just take off driving, heading west, yeah, you'll eventually get to the West Coast if you out east. But guess what, though? Had you mapped it out, you can see when you veering off. You may stop, come out, and not be paying attention. The next thing you know, you're on a route and you going another way. You're going north when you could easily still be going west. You've got to constantly be aware of that. And I'm just pointing that out to you because I know that on your journey, a lot of times you get sidetracked. And part of the ways we get sidetracked is we lose out on that the very beneficial resource of prayer. We lose out, our connection with God gets strained. The thicker you can keep the cord connected to God, if you thin out your communication with God, and instead of having a big, thick cable, now you're dealing with a little thread. You know, a cable is stronger than thread. And so it just decreases your opportunity. And so, you know, I wanted to just make you aware of that. And, you know, to ever be encouraging to say to everybody out there, and just keep your head up. It is going to be dark days for you. There are going to be situations where it's going to be daunting and hard to face. But man, oh man, oh man, everybody has to face these challenges. Everybody get dark sometimes. You know, look, if you didn't lose, you wouldn't even appreciate winning. Because if it all went your way all the time, do you know how complacent and content and how easy life would be if it just went your way all the time? So when it kept going your way, you wouldn't even appreciate it because guess what? It's been going this way the whole time. So what life does is it has its checks and balances. These hard times are coming, and you need the hard times to appreciate the good times. You need the clouds and you need the rain to appreciate the sun and the flowers. It's just when it comes to prayer, though, just stay prayed up. Stay constant with it. Because the challenges of life are coming, whether you prayed up or not. They're coming. Understand that. You could pray every day, all day. When you get through praying every day, all day, something going to happen to you that's going to be challenging. Now, I would rather have been in communication with God on a regular than wait till every time something pop off to have to go to and reintroduce myself. Okay? I was over a little around the board with it today. But that's how it came to me, so there it is. I ain't mad at it. Y'all have a great day. We're going to have a good one today. Let's go.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the morning show. It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We are all here accounted for and present. I would like to say good morning. If you're not having a good morning, then get to having a good morning because there could be no morning at all. How about that? That's the option. Good morning or no morning at all. I'm going to go with the good morning. However it's going, it's better than no morning at all. Let your church say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen again.
Amen again.
All right, so what's happening, crew? How y'all feeling today?
What?
All good. Like you said, get to having a good morning. Out the gate. Let's go.
I love fall. Beautiful.
It's not
Sweater weather.
It's a little fallish in L.A. right now. A little fallish, but not really.
What is it, like 90 there?
A little fall.
Got a little cool front.
What, 80,
Yeah.
85?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a little cool right now. It'll get a
82.
little bit better today, like just up to 70. But in L.A., that's like cool weather.
Steve, how did the dentist go?
I don't like the dentist show. I don't care for this man at all. He's a very nice guy. But I'm never glad to see him. He always have this. You should come more often. Well, I ain't. We quit talking about that. And
Like
why
you boys.
would I come somewhere that I don't enjoy and come more often to not enjoy? That don't make no damn sense to me. Quit asking me.
Because you have to take care of your teeth.
I'm taking care of them. Just do what you got to do. When you see them, you see something wrong, just go ahead. Told me the other day, you're taking wonderful care of your teeth. You have tartar on the one back tooth. I don't like sticking my toothbrush back there. I gag. Now, I come in here for you to prop my mouth open with them things, and you go back there and you get it. If I stick my toothbrush back there and I gag, we stops this.
He got to earn his money up.
Yeah, what you want me to do? If I can do all that while I'm coming in here. As soon as I figure out how not to gag, you lost me, partner.
Has he ever said, stop your whining to you? Has he ever said that?
No, because my wife, I cuss a lot, Shirley, at the dentist. My wife came in there and tapped me on the leg. She said, Steve, they can hear you out here. Okay.
In the
It
lobby.
don't take all that to go
You
to
have
the
to
dentist.
take-
But
you
I
have to
was
take your wife
heavily,
to the
I was
dentist
heavily
with you?
on that Monday appointment was rough. I was heavily medicated, so no filter at all.
What were you
I
saying?
live at the
when you
dentist.
woke up? When
I
you
love
say oral surgery?
I mean, your lip, you can't feel your lips. They give you water, run all down your shirt. You feel like a fool. And
That little napkin around your neck don't catch
Oh, that
nothing.
napkin, my napkin drenched. Plus, when you have big lips and they numb, what?
Yeah.
It just feel like, man, it feel like they just, God, dog.
Yeah.
He's told me, Mr. Harvey, we cannot give you any more Novocaine. Okay, well, you gotta give me something.
You getting up out the chair. I feel you.
Oh, this whole thing over with, partner. I don't know what else you got back there. You need to work there and get something out that drawer.
All
How many
right.
times do you go a year, dog?
Coming up.
Go
Coming up
every
at 32
year.
minutes after the hour, ask the CLO Chief Love Officer Steve Harvey in the building right after this. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Time now for Ask the CLO. This one is from Carla in Ohio, Chief Love Officer. They're writing to you. Carla says, I've been casually dating a guy for 3 months, and we went to dinner last night, and his daughter joined us. She's 15, and she's usually got a very bad attitude. I was very embarrassed by her lack of manners for our waitress, and her father didn't say a word. I asked her to please be respectful of others, and she looked at me and told me to watch my mouth. Her father laughed at first and then told her to watch her mouth. This was all he said. I left and I stopped talking to him. He's saying I overreacted. Did I?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't overreact. He underreacted. And it's because of his, the way he's dealing with stuff, you have the result of this 15-year-old mannish, ill-mannered, no-manner having child. And so you have to make a decision. And so do you want to get involved in this? Because don't look like you finna turn her. You watch your mouth. I'm going to tell you 15 years old. Little girl.
15?
Hey, come on. Come on, let's go to the powder room together.
Yeah, she thought it was cute. That's right.
I'd invited her to the powder room.
She really did.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Steve?
All right.
Yeah, because women go to the bathroom.
We're moving on.
You want to go to the bathroom? Come on. Get you
Ain't
in there.
nobody
Sucker
potty,
punch
though.
your punk ass.
Ain't nobody potty.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Lydia in Boston says, I'm dating a man that's way too comfortable in his own skin. He loves to walk around the house naked, or he'll be in his boxers if company comes over. In the beginning, he used to shave and wear clothes around me. It's one thing to see his belly in the bedroom, but I don't want to have breakfast with it or have it staring at me from the couch. I don't feel comfortable sitting on his furniture anymore because it grosses me out to think his bare butt was on it. How can I get him to change his bare, naked way?
Hey, put some clothes on and walk around like you decent. I'm going to quit coming over here. Look, ladies, please take note of your power. You can get him to change this. All you have to do is make that a requirement. If you want me to keep coming over here, you got to quit walking around here naked. Show some respect.
Mm-hmm.
And then company over, you just in your damn drawers. And obviously he ain't
That's
that
crazy.
fine. He ain't that fine, but he think he is. Aren't we familiar with that?
Tommy?
Hey man, I done told y'all. Let me dial it back. Okay.
Did he sigh? Did he?
Let me just dial it back. Cause I'm not gonna.
He doesn't like, he thinks
You
it's
just.
cute.
What is it?
No, it's just I'm not. Junior and Steve is ugly, okay, and they want everybody to be ugly with them, and I'm just not gonna join the bandwagon. So move on.
I wasn't saying it in that point. I was just asking you a question like, are you familiar with that? But you took it personally, so I didn't.
Because if you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, the one to holler is the one you hit.
I didn't even go that way.
Why are we always talking about these? Why are we always talking about these dogs? Who's throwing rocks at these dogs? Why are they doing it?
Who? There are 3 ugly people on this show.
I'm one of them.
3 non-attractive people.
I'm not.
I would be very
who is
careful
that,
with that statement, Tommy.
So you, Jay, and Junior, evidently, because it's not me.
Oh, excuse me. There's
Whoa.
4.
Whoa.
My bad.
Whoa.
I was just looking at the Zoom we on now.
Man. Hey, boy.
You do see your face in this Zoom, don't you?
This
Ain't
CLO
nobody
is
got
taking
no
a turn.
problem
Let's
with
reel it back
Carla.
in.
Ain't nobody probably got no problem with Mississippi. Ain't nobody got no problem with Shirley. Look at you.
Thank you.
Dog.
All right, we're
Close.
moving on.
Back up. You're too close. You're zooming.
God.
You know what? I think we should take a
God.
survey. I really do. We should have people just write in and
we
let us
should
know.
really have a survey.
Let's take a
Audience.
survey. Yes.
All right. Moving on. In Sly in Terrell, Texas says, my wife's family is a bunch of drunks, and I'm sick of them drinking up my liquor and beer every weekend, so I started putting out cheap liquor and hiding my good stuff. My wife told me that it's low down to do that, and she went and pulled out my good liquor while they watched the games this weekend. She even joked with them about me hiding the liquor. I went off on her later on, and she laughed in my face. She told me to calm down. It's not that serious. How do I get my wife to respect my rules? Interesting.
This.
Why are they?
It's a
I don't
liquor
know how
argument,
this got
Steve.
turned into a rule.
They drinking up the Crown. They drinking up the goods.
Dog, I mean. Oh, wait. Well, let me ask you a question. Maybe I don't know the difference between good liquor and cheap liquor. What do he have
No,
that
wait,
he
wait,
don't
wait.
want nobody to drink?
What you got at your spot is completely different from what he got at his spot. Let's
Okay,
get
that's
that
why
You
I'm
know the
trying.
stuff you
Let's
have
get that
behind the
clear.
You ain't gonna
curtain,
know this. This ain't for you, Unc.
but still,
Oh, okay.
just compare it to that. Compare it
Okay,
to that.
like give me an example of
What
what
would your
cheap
favorite
liquor
brand
would
of
be.
Scotch? Your most favorite brand of Scotch?
Okay, Glenlivet McCallum.
They ain't got that.
McAllen. He ain't got no McAllen. No.
They ain't
That
got
ain't what he
that.
got.
So how would you
12
feel
year,
if people
18
came
year
over
McCallum.
and was just casually drinking it all up?
They drunk his crown.
Yeah,
That's
whatever
what
it
they
is
did.
on his level.
And what? So now, and so he want to put out what? If they drink his Crown, He want them to drink what?
Christian the cheaper brand.
Christian Brothers.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Cheaper brand.
Yeah.
Windsor Canadian?
Canadian Windsor. Help my daddy drink.
Way down there. Yeah,
God,
way down there.
Well, what that get a pint of that for $3?
yeah.
They called it a fifth.
So they're having
Now you
an
see his
argument
point.
about that.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. How do you get him to respect
how does he
your
get his
rules?
wife?
Well, I think his wife has to be considerate of the fact, that's what you buy for yourself, and she has to respect that. I think my wife would respect that. If that was my rules, I mean, she got to stop all that laughing and just go, hey, hold on, wait a minute.
That's money.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah,
Calm down and all
let's
of that.
have BYB.
All right.
Bring your bottle. I don't give a damn if it is your own or not. That ain't my deal.
Bring your
As long as it ain't mine.
Right.
Nephew, coming up next, run that prank back. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. With all the trade-offs of personal information and privacy you have to make to get what you want online these days, it's easy to be a little unsafe. Now it's easy to help protect yourself. Norton 360 with Lifelock gives you device security, a VPN to keep your Wi-Fi activity private, and identity theft protection all in one. No one can prevent all identity theft, but you can opt in to cyber safety and save 25% or more off your first year at norton.com/Harvey. Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann is standing by with today's national news. And in trending headlines, Trump's statement regarding the passing of General Colin Powell is the most disrespectful thing we've ever heard. He's the lowest. We all know that. Speaking of Trump, Halloween came early for Kanye. Did you see his mask? We'll talk about all of these stories at the top of the hour. But right now, the nephew is here with Run That Prank Back. Nephew, what are you serving for us today?
I got tired
Kind
of
of ignorance
Kanye.
is on the plate.
Got real tired of Kanye. But I'm sorry. The name of the prank is Colorful Adoptions. Colorful Adoptions. Let's go.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Valerie. Valerie.
This is she.
Hi, Valerie. Listen, my name is Kadeem. I'm from Adoptions. I'm giving you a call. I'm sure you're aware that we're coming by tomorrow, and we're great. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for being a part of this adoption thing for Black History. We really greatly appreciate what you're doing. We want you to know that we have you scheduled tomorrow that we're going to drop 2 Caucasian kids off at your household. And, hello?
You're going to drop them off at my house?
Right. Are you familiar with what's going on with colorful adoptions?
No.
Okay, wait a minute, hang on. Your name has been submitted to us that you are volunteering to take in 2 Caucasian kids here during Black History Month, and you're going to teach them as much as you can about Black history for a week. They're going to be with you for 7 days. How many rooms do you have in your apartment so we can make sure that the kids have adequate space?
Okay, can you tell me who submitted my name?
Ma'am, can you tell me, do you guys have a back door so that, there's an access, front entrance and back entrance? I'm sorry?
Where are you calling from again?
I am calling from Adoptions. But what I do need to know is will the kids have transportation? Do you have a vehicle that is definitely yours?
No, the kids won't have transportation. I'm sorry. You're asking me, no. Who are you again? And
My name is Kadeem, ma'am. I'm calling for Adoptions.
Okay. And who submitted my information to
Ma'am, do you have adequate space to accommodate the children?
No. Who submitted my name to you to say that I was going to take 2 more?
Ma'am, I'm asking you, do you have adequate space, and are you going to be having enough food to, for the kids to be?
No, because I have 3 children. I'm trying to feed these 3 over here, and no, I don't have enough food to feed 2 more children. Now, you're calling me, and who gave you my information?
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you another time. How many bedrooms do you have in your apartment unit so we can make sure that the kids are accommodated properly?
No, don't bring any kids to my house. I don't care. No, what color they are and what you need. Who submitted my information to you?
Okay, ma'am. Let me ask you something. How long have you been on your job?
Okay. What the Oh, no. Hell no.
I mean, your name has been submitted by...
I don't care what you but say. I'm not interested. You know what would happen if you drop 2 kids off, 2 white kids off at my house?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Oh, no. We're not... No. That's okay. I don't have time. I work 10 hours a day. I don't have time for that. You know, it's okay. You can drop your... You know what's going to happen to them if you drop them off? But they going to be right where you dropped them off at when you come back to get them next week.
Okay, ma'am.
Right
have you... somebody has submitted your name that you don't mind volunteering to take
No,
these
you can take them to the who submitted my name. Take them to that... I don't need them.
Okay.
I don't need them. I work 10 hours a day. Take them to whoever submitted. How about you take them?
Ma'am, I work for the agency, ma'am. I'm here to try and get these kids a great place to get educated. And
No, that's okay. I'm not even say no about it. No, thank you. And whoever told you this, take them to that. I have 3 children of my own I'm taking care of. Who the will tell you that?
But I don't know exactly who submitted your name. All I know is that they said that you would be good as far as taking care of the children and teaching them about Black history.
Kids to them. Who told you that?
Ma'am, I don't. Like I said, I'm working here at Adoptions, and I'm.
I don't know who you work for, and I have 3 kids of my own. I work 10 hours a day. That's the I'm teaching about Black History Month.
Okay, I mean, is it a problem teaching 2 more children and 2 Caucasian children who probably don't know as much about Black history?
It is a problem. I work 10 hours a day. I got 3 I'm trying to feed on my own. What? You need to take them children to that who told you to bring them to me. How about that?
Ma'am, I don't know. I'm not at liberty to give out the names on who exactly submitted your name.
I want the name of the Black who told you to bring some kids to my house. I don't even care that the kid's white. I want the name of the that told you that. That's what I want.
Ma'am, I don't have their names in front of me. I don't.
Who the told you to bring these 2 kids to my house?
Ma'am, like I said, I don't know who told me that. All I know is we're scheduled to drop them off at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, what kind of they gonna be out there when you come back to get them? I didn't sign up for any more kids. Who the give me the name of the person who told you to bring me to my
I don't have the name in front of me, and actually I'm not at liberty to let you know who submitted your name. All I know is we're scheduled to drop 2 kids off at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Did you not hear what the I've been asking you? How the sign me up to bring 2 white kids? I don't even have a problem with the kids being white. They could be Mexican, Asian. That's not the point. Who the gave you my name?
Ma'am, I don't know who submitted your name. I don't know that.
Oh, no, you got to know who gave you my information because ain't nobody been to my house.
All I know is, ma'am, I'm scheduled to bring those kids over there at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Oh, that's who the told you that? Say, don't bring no kids to my house. I don't even care if they white. Just don't bring 2 more kids to my house, period.
I will see you in the morning, Miss Valerie, okay?
In the morning.
I have one more thing I need to tell you about tomorrow. Are you listening?
You.
Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. You say whatever the you have to say to me right now.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your coworker named
I got these 3 kids and one of them daddy ain't Oh, God. Oh, I thought you were
Valerie, you all right?
I'm all right.
All right, Valerie, I got one more thing to ask you. What is the baddest, and I'm talking about the baddest, radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
There it is. Stupid. That's me. That's me right there.
Get it.
All day, every day. Just a nice little teaspoon of stupid for you. That's all I want to do. Give it to you nice and clean, okay? We finna drop these white kids off over there tomorrow morning at 10, I'm telling you. Okay.
She didn't care about the race. It was the quantity.
I got 3, and one of them daddy ain't blank. Okay. I'm going through a lot over here right now.
Okay.
She was not having it.
Big ups to all the single mamas out there. All
Yes.
the single mothers. Big ups to you, baby. Y'all be doing it big. You mama, you daddy, you uncle, you everybody.
All right, nephew. Thank you. Coming up next, entertainment and national news right after this. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. According to CNN, roughly just 48 hours after the death of General Colin Powell, Trump proved again that he truly doesn't have any empathy, grace, or common decency. Any common decency. Here is Trump's disrespectful, classless statement. He said, "Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. Hope that happens to me someday."
Oh, it will. Oh, it will.
How about tomorrow? I'm sorry, I can't say that.
He was a classic rhino, if even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace. That was his complete statement.
Oh, that's how he buttoned it?
That's the bottom, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at all.
No.
The shocking part of this is that over 70 million Americans want this as their president, will accept this as their leader, and ain't got no problem with him being how he is. Over 70 million voters voted for this. Voted for the comment about the women on the bus with Billy Bush that time. They ain't got no problem with banning Muslim travel. Ain't got no problem with the wall. Ain't no problem with the denying the DACA. And just over and over constant statements of glaring racism. Ain't got no problem with nothing he does, man.
He could never be the leader Colin Powell was. Never.
This is the sickness that we have. Now,
No comparison.
78 million people voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's a total of 148 million people who voted, round about that number. There's only 354 million Americans on Earth. So which means half, a little less than half, were able to vote. Because some people are not of voting age, but they're still counted in the 354 million. And then you got some people who are old and don't vote, and you got some people who are of voting age and they ignorant ass don't vote. So when you look at that number, that's an alarming number of people. And for him to say something like this, having been president and talking about being the 2024 candidate, and this is his statement.
That's a statement you release. How could you
and this is
say
going
such
down in
horrible
history.
things?
He said it out loud.
Yes, it is. Yeah, he said it out loud.
And you know something, can I bring up another subject?
Just such
All
hatred.
these people who are disregarding all of these subpoenas to come in and talk about the January 6th uprising.
Steve Bannon and
Steve Bannon and all of them.
How can you do that? If you get a subpoena and you don't come to court, they come and get you and bring you to court. How are these people allowed to just constantly ignore these subpoenas?
some of them are invoking privilege, certain, privilege.
Ain't no privileges.
He's not
You
the
citizen.
president
I
anymore.
know.
Ain't no
I know
privileges.
that.
And that's what they're saying too, because now they're saying that he's invoking privileges. He said, but that's just all the lawyers are saying that's a waste of time because you're no longer the
got none.
president.
Right.
All right.
They're scared
Well,
of him. They let him
anyway,
do what he
yeah.
wanted to do.
What a horrible thing to say. All right, Steve, let's move on. It is time now for headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you very much, everybody. Here we go. In Washington, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol Hill insurrection, since you guys are just talking about that, they voted unanimously to hold former White House advisor Scott Bannon in contempt of Congress for refusing to cooperate with the subpoena and provide testimony and documents demanded by the legislators. And both committee chair Benny Thompson and Republican Vice Chair Liz Cheney say everybody knows what's going on here.
We believe Mr. Bannon has information relevant to our probe, and we'll use the tools at our disposal to get that information.
Almost every one of my colleagues knows in your hearts that what happened on January 6th was profoundly wrong.
Nevertheless, most Republicans continue to follow Donald Trump's lead and oppose the committee's probe. The admitted Parkland, Florida high school killer, Nicholas Cruz, went before Judge Elizabeth Scher yesterday. The judge then laid out his options after he took a plea deal, basically, instead of going to court. That's Nicholas Cruz. Prosecutors say that Cruz shot and killed 17 students and staff members at Marjorie Stoneman High School on Valentine's Day in 2018. And this is the judge.
The best case scenario for you is a term of the rest of your life in Florida State Prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand the maximum penalty is death?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, now the 23-year-old Cruz had been expelled from that school a year earlier before the massacre, but authorities say this guy had a history of violent behavior dating back to preschool. His plea comes with no promise of leniency, so the state's going to reportedly pursue the death penalty against Nicholas Cruz during the sentencing phase of this case. Okay, get this, football fans. Check this out. The NFL is going to propose changes, they say, to their billion-dollar concussion settlement process in the wake of the hue and cry over a racist practice that treated black players who are retired differently than white ones. Officials at the NFL say they're ready to change their cognitive test to determine whether former players are eligible for settlements due to head trauma suffered while playing. Apparently, the league's been using a test called race norming, which assumed that black players started out with lower cognitive function. Get that from? Which then made it more difficult for retired black players to show they'd suffered from mental damage as a result of their time in the league. A federal judge is going to review the newly developed procedure. Can you get that? Okay. Today is finally Be Grateful Day. Be myself. Gotta be thankful. Every day you wake up on this side of God's earth. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right, so we've been hearing about Dr. Dre's divorce for, several months now, quite a while. It's been messy. We do know that. Extremely contentious. Well, something happened Monday that punctuates that bitterness. A process server for his ex-wife attempted to serve him with legal documents at the cemetery where he buried his grandmother. Now, this is according to TMZ. There's a dispute over where exactly Dre was confronted by the process server. Sources connected to TMZ say a process server came up to him at the burial site as Dre was standing by his grandma's casket and tried serving him.
Ooh.
What?
Lord.
That's horrible. Sources connected to his ex-wife say that Dre was served in the cemetery's parking lot after the burial cemetery.
At the
I think the
casket?
point is, does it matter? It was still at the burial.
I mean, forget the casket. On that day.
Yeah,
Right.
It was still at the burial. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do I
It's
have a right to
trifling.
whoop your ass on that, though? Do I have a
yeah.
right to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I promise you, if I'm
Why
grieving
not?
and you come up to me, I ain't who you think I am. This ain't finna be Family Feud. I'm telling you right now, man. If I'm grieving, you can't come to me. You can't serve me somebody I love at the funeral. You can't serve me no
not at the parking lot, not next to the casket, not on the burial
Surely
ground.
that's not what the ex-wife wanted, is to be served on that day.
Hold on.
Well, they got to get the
sources.
information.
Hold on. They got it. How they know about the funeral? That's what
Hello.
I'm about to ask. Yeah.
Hello.
Where they get that from? The
Hello.
sheriff
That's
departments
pretty,
don't really
that's
follow
pretty
that.
low, man. That's
Yeah.
pretty low.
Yeah, it really is.
That is low. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, and next to the casket or on the parking lot, I just don't see what difference it makes.
Well, you
I-
can't
I
It
bring
goes
really
back
don't.
to Junior that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They gonna need another casket. That's what they gonna need.
No,
They gonna need
another
another.
casket. No,
But
no,
I'm
they
gonna tell you
need
something
they
right
need
now.
another
The
sheriff.
server got a real problem with me.
Yeah, the casket may be for him.
If my grandmother died, dog, and you bring a warrant or notice up to the front of the casket, and my cousins that had all got records, you not finna, man. You gonna be in the next plot.
Yeah. Well, okay, why were these papers so important that they had to be served on that day at the funeral, you asked?
That makes no sense. That
Well,
I
they
understand
involved payment of Nicole's attorney's fees. Now, you know that could have waited. Her attorney's
Absolutely,
fees, that could have
girl.
waited.
The next
right.
day.
Yeah, that could have. Come on.
This ain't cool, Nicole.
So what do you do now? Do you just refuse to make the payment on time now?
Well, I'm finna play with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there
You
was a
know.
dispute over how much he was supposed to pay.
Well, I may have to pay you, but we finna. Oh, see, here's the deal. You can't go to jail for not paying a bill. Now, you can go to jail for disobeying a court order. I'm pretty sure you can. But you can't go to jail. The only bill you can go to jail for not paying is the IRS. Your ass is gone.
Yeah. All right.
Don't play with them.
We'll be back with more of the Steve
Don't play
Harvey
with
Morning
them,
Show.
y'all. Just know who you want to play with.
Coming up at 34 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Wow. Charles Barkley is speaking out. He had a lot to say and this to say about Kyrie Irving, his vaccination issue. Take a listen to Chuck.
First of all, you don't get the vaccine for yourself. You get it for other people.
No, I'm not saying.
Hold on, first. You said your piece.
No, I didn't say you do.
I got vaccinated. I can't wait to get the booster. You don't get vaccinated just for yourself. Like Adam said, you get vaccinated for your family first. You get vaccinated for your teammates second, things like that. That's what bothers me about this whole thing. I think everybody should get vaccinated. And let me tell you something, I really am proud of the Nets for putting their foot down, for saying, no, we're not going to deal with this half on, half off. The only thing that bugged me, he's still going to make $17 million sitting at home. I wish they could find a way, if he wants to go on this thing, like, people say he's like Ali. First of all, don't ever compare anybody to Ali. Ali went 3 years without boxing. He was the highest paid athlete in the world. This guy going to make $17 million for sitting at home. But to every person out there, you don't get vaccinated just for yourself.
I'm with you, Charles.
Man, come on, Charles.
I'm with you, Mark.
Who is he talking to is what I wonder.
He was on the panel with
Kenny.
Shaq and Ernie. And Kenny. Yeah.
I didn't know he was still making $17 million at the house.
I didn't know that either.
But no,
Wow.
that's not the point. He made the point. You get vaccinated for your family. You get vaccinated then
People
for your
you work with?
teammates, the people
Yeah.
you work with.
Oh, well.
Exactly.
I'm tired
he didn't
of Kyrie.
do that. He didn't do
Kyrie and Kanye have gotten on my nerve this week.
The 2Ks.
I can't take no more, man. Just what?
His name
what?
is Ye,
What?
Tommy.
It's
Excuse you.
Kanye. I'm
It's
not
Ye.
going with all that. It's Ye.
Legally,
It's
it's
Kanye. Hell.
They're on your nerves.
Change your name. You got to remember where the hell you stay. All that. It's just too much, man.
Now he's walking around with a rubber mask on his face.
That's
White
cool.
rubber mask.
That's cool. Do that. It's hard. I already don't like these masks we got to wear. I'm not putting another one on.
Okay.
And that one looks so scary too.
No,
the one he wears.
That ain't.
But do you guys
It's
agree
Kanye.
with
Charles?
I agree with Charles.
Absolutely. 100%.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need everybody. I need more research. I need proof that they don't work.
Well,
I don't have that,
right.
and I've seen it firsthand from people very, very close to me that if they had not been vaccinated, what could have happened. I just talked to my dentist about it, and he was thanking God he had been vaccinated. He had to quarantine anyway because he's a doctor, right? But he had no symptoms. He didn't have to go to the hospital. I've had somebody close to me spent over 2 weeks in the hospital and every day said, man, I swear to God, I wish I had got this vaccine, dog.
Man.
Every day.
You know what hurt
And
me?
seriously was talking about he thought he was going to check up out of here. I don't know what y'all want. I'm telling you the vaccines. I got the vaccine. So all y'all...
Yeah.
I got
And
that.
like we said yesterday, Steve, don't try to throw General Colin Powell in the mix because he was fully vaccinated and got COVID and passed away. General Powell was dealing with cancer, and don't forget he was 84 years old as well,
With Parkinson as well.
Yeah.
Immune system was
cancer-
compromised.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
cancer
system-
is
that
nothing but a
absolutely
battle against your
compromised.
immune system. So
Yeah.
y'all trying to use that one example as why you shouldn't. All right, this is all
It's the
I'm
wrong
saying.
one.
Okay, come on.
I'm taking the vaccination, and I'm using 2 V's. If you don't get the vaccination, you can't get the ventilator.
Oh.
That's just over right here.
We're not going to help you breathe.
Yeah,
if
you don't
Well,
want
you don't believe in
vaccination?
the science. You don't believe
No.
in it.
Yeah.
Then
Save
what
it
you
for
need
someone
this
who
scientific ventilator for?
But that's built on
Exactly.
science. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, I've lost 4 friends, man. 4 good dudes to COVID.
Really? I didn't know that.
That impacted me because I was scared. These dudes was not no bad dudes. these were dudes that I looked up to, and they gone. Yeah, I'm getting vaccinated. It real. It touched my life. I'm getting vaccinated.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Coming up next, it is the nephew with today's prank phone call. Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, I'm getting played by an old man. We'll get into that in just a bit. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. What you got for us, Neff?
Well, Shirley, there's some heavy babies out there, you know.
Some heavy babies, did you say?
Yeah, some babies out there that's pretty hefty. Pretty hefty.
That birth baby could be inside.
You're right. You're right. Baby weight. That's what.
Weight.
Yeah.
Baby weight.
Stand in line. What?
No.
You play too much already.
Weight.
Just from the title.
Baby weight. Okay, it's a heavy baby. Let's go, cat dog. Take a listen.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Trina, please.
Yeah, this is Trina.
Hey, Trina, my name is Ernest Murphy down here at the bus barn with from the school district. Your son is Devin, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he's in the sixth grade. I think
is everything okay?
Yeah, everything is fine. I think he rides bus 90, bus 93. Does he ride bus 93? Are you familiar with the bus number?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So now, the school board has implemented a new rule, and we're having to call a lot of parents and let them know about the new rule for as far as the buses are concerned. Now, from my understanding, each child that gets on the bus has to weigh less than 125 pounds. That's what the new rule that is implemented by the school board.
What did you just... can you say that again? I feel like I just missed something.
Each child that gets on the bus has to weigh less than 125 pounds.
I don't understand.
So
what does that mean?
So starting on Monday, what they're gonna do is the bus driver will have a scale, and he will weigh the kids before they get on the bus. I understand, man, but like I say, I'm calling every parent that they.
Wait, what the? You said you're gonna weigh my child before he gets on the bus?
That's what the new rule. That's what the new rule is. If he's over 125, then he'll either have to walk or you'll have to take him to school.
Wait, I have a job. Okay, I have a job. I'm not going to take my kid to school. That doesn't. That's what the bus is for. That's what my tax dollars pay for. But what's the reasoning, the rationale behind this?
Okay, let me tell you what's going on. From what they're saying is that the weight of these children is wearing down these transmissions on these buses. The transmission cannot take all of that. So they are limiting the weight of each child. So now, how much does
I think that's discrimination. I think that's discrimination.
But is your son over? Is he over 125 pounds?
He is.
Okay,
he's a tall kid.
Then you probably gonna have to take your son to school, or he gonna have to walk.
No,
he probably need to walk to school if he already 125 pounds.
That is so rude. What the absolute are you talking about? Like, seriously?
Ma'am, all I'm saying is if your son is overweight, 125. Maybe the exercise are doing good, but like I say, the school board is not going to allow him on the bus.
Sir, I will not accept this. Who do I need to call? Is there a manager? Is there a city council member? I mean, this is seriously the most up discriminatory practice I've ever heard of. It doesn't even make sense. You're talking about a child.
I understand, but we're talking about a child that weighs more than a grown person. Your son is a heavy.
I need to get. What is your name, sir? Tell me your name again.
My name is Ernest. My name is Ernest. I'm down here at the bus barn.
I would like to speak with a supervisor, like now.
Okay.
You do not get to speak to about my child that way. You don't get to speak to any kid that way. You should not be working at a school if that is your attitude.
I don't work at the school. I work at the bus barn. I'm down here at the bus barn. And they gave me your number. Evidently, they're right. Because you're saying he's over 125 pounds.
I am in absolute shock. This is so up, dude. Like,
okay.
I don't even know.
So, do you have a fat child? I mean, do you have, excuse me, I'm sorry, do you have a big child?
Listen, what my child looks like, how much he weighs is none of your business. I'm going to call the school. They shouldn't be working with your company if this is the way that you treat people. And you talk about children this way? Like, what the is the matter with you?
I guess what they're doing is this is the way of them approaching obesity. You know, let
right?
the kids walk to school. Whoever over 125, let them walk. They might walk it all. Your son might.
Listen. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay, I have to work. My son is getting on that bus, and I'm going to call the school board and should not be working with you. Maybe another bus company. I don't know, but I'm calling the city. I will call whoever the I need to call, but you need to give me a supervisor's name right now. Right now.
Do you think you need to start cooking different so Devin don't have, maybe it starts at home with what you feed him?
You. Everybody you know, I am calling your supervisor. I'm calling the city. I'm calling the school. I am going to get you so fired. Like, I can't even believe that you're allowed to make this call. Like, are other parents okay with this?
I'm calling. When you're on your way to work in the morning, Trina, do you listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show?
Oh, my God. Yes, I do.
Trina, this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, baby. Yes.
Nephew Tommy.
Your cousin Vicky got me to prank phone call you, baby.
Oh, my God. I'm going to kill her.
Yeah.
God. I mean, I was like, oh, my God. I love Steve Harvey. I love you. I was about to have a heart attack. Thank God.
You got to tell me this, baby. Trina, what is the baddest, and I mean the baddest radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey.
Come on, man.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Ooh, when you told her son might need to walk.
Yeah. Right. She needs to cook better.
Right. You tripped out.
It's just too much.
Healthier.
You go. The baby 125. The boy, he overweight right now. We got to get it down. Okay? A little walking don't do him
for
good.
the school bus.
Yeah. There you have it. That's my little dose of stupid this morning. Another dose of it, I must say.
A dose.
Yeah. Getting it all morning.
Yeah, that's 2 scoops right there. Yeah, par for the course, all of that. See that? That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
triple bogey.
Boy, that's a birdie. What is you talking about?
Look at you.
I'm hitting birdies. I'm hitting birdies in Jacksonville, Florida. The nephew is coming in November. You understand that? November, baby. The nephew is coming to town the 12th and 13th of November. Jacksonville, Florida. The nephew shall be there. That's Nephew Tommy and Ignorant Ass Friends, okay? That is at the Ramona Pavilion, okay? Never heard of that place, have you? But if you're in Jacksonville, you definitely know about it. It's the Ramona Pavilion Ballroom. Dayton, Ohio. That's November 20th at the Dayton, Ohio Convention Center. Saturday night, November the 20th. Stupid shall rise.
Tommy, is it okay if, I don't know if this is great co-worker, I don't know protocol, but can I ask for tickets? Can I get tickets?
Oh, hell yeah. Carla do it all the time. Carla got cousins
I
in
know.
every city.
I don't know how it go.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you how it go. Where you going now?
That's
Jacksonville?
all right.
Jacksonville. I need to take Jacksonville.
I'm
yeah,
good.
just tell him what you need. Tommy will take care of you.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be nice, though, if when he told him where he was going to be in Jacksonville, instead of hitting birdies, we know it was a comedy show.
What else is on fence to be doing? What else?
There we go. My bad. Ask Nephew Tommy doing announcements. I forgot.
All right, we got to go. Thank you, Nephew. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter subject, I'm getting played by an old man. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM, strawberryletter.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now, and you never know. It could be yours.
It could be yours. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
All right, thank you, nephew. Subject, I'm getting played by an old man. Dear Steve and Shirley, I'm a 28-year-old divorced woman, and I fell on hard times during the pandemic. I got laid off, and then I got a bad case of COVID and had to move in with my father and stepmom. That's where I met my stepmom's 69-year-old brother, and he swept me off my feet. We started working out together, and we ran a marathon together. He started out giving me money for my hair and nails, and then he gave me a car to drive. My dad asked him why he was being so generous, and he said that he can only drive one car at a time, so he didn't mind. My dad warned me to watch out for him, but I was already attracted to this man and was ready to sleep with him. I told this man I was attracted to him, and he said that he'd been waiting to hear that because he had been attracted to me from the jump. We had sex in his car that day. It all happened quickly, and I loved it. From that day on, he gave me money freely, and he started sneaking over to my dad's house to be intimate with me while my dad and stepmom were at work. The more we had sex, the more I wanted to be with him. He said he would get me an apartment so we could stop having sex at my dad's house. Then he abruptly stopped calling and coming to see me, and he texted me and asked for his car back. I called him over 1,000,000 times, and he wouldn't answer. He texted again to tell me that he was with someone new and he's moving in with him. Wait, what? And he's moving her in with him. He blocked my phone number after that. I was heartbroken and mad. He promised to get me an apartment, and he played me. Should I give him an ultimatum to get the apartment, or I'll tell my dad how he tricked me into falling for him? How do I handle this?
You almost changed the whole letter.
This was not an average 69-year-old man. Let's just say that, okay? You guys working out together. You ran a marathon with him, and he gives you money too, and all of this. He was a zaddy for real, what everybody calls zaddy for real, okay? But, you know, having said all that, you still need to let him go. Get him out of your system and move on. I'm guessing here, but because he stopped seeing you so abruptly, I think your father already found out what was going on between you two, and he probably threatened the man's life or something. So you can't use the threat to tell your dad on him to get the apartment he promised. That's over. It's over, okay? Yeah, he's foul for not telling you why, but as we've learned on this very show, the Steve Harvey Morning Show, men do not do closure. He's just moved on. There was a reason your dad didn't want you to date him in the first place, and his warning to you fell on deaf ears, so he probably went straight to the source, the older man who you say swept you off your feet, his brother-in-law, his wife's brother. Whatever went down at that meeting, this old guy decided it wasn't worth it to fight for you guys' relationship. He didn't want to have to fight your dad or anyone, so he hurried up and got with someone else, and that's just how I see it. I think you should forget him. You don't really miss him anyway. You just miss the money and the perks, the car and all that, and you miss the apartment he promised you. So just move on. Steve?
Well. I got played by an old man is the subject. All right. Now, this 29-year-old divorced woman, listen to me carefully, fell on hard times during the pandemic, got laid off, and then got a bad case of COVID, had to move in with my father and the stepmom. That's where I met my stepmom's 69-year-old brother, and he swept me off my feet. Let me give you the facts back to you. You fell on hard times, and you got COVID.
Yeah.
You was already off your feet. Easy to sweep somebody off their feet that's already off their feet. So, see, you didn't get played. You misunderstood what was happening to you. You did not get swept off your feet. You was already on the ground. All right?
Okay, she didn't understand the assignment.
That's the main part. We started working out together, and we ran a marathon together. Wait a minute, hold up.
69, that's what I said.
Wait a minute, hold up. What?
Uh-huh.
You come out of COVID, start working out, and run a marathon together. I'm assuming you don't know what a marathon is. You must be talking about a 5K marathon or something like that. I know good and hell well your ass ain't come out of COVID and ran 26.2 damn miles. I promise you, this ain't a real marathon.
No.
She has a
That's
misunderstanding.
what she
I
said.
promise you, late girl, stop.
69.
And for my, he started giving me money for hair and nails, and then he gave me a car to drive. I don't know why women get impressed when a man pay for your hair and nails. I don't know why that's impressive to some women. It's just nails.
Right.
That's all it is.
Mortgage paid.
You know, and you got your hair
Right.
done. How often that happen? So y'all get impressed by a lot of little stuff. Now your dad asked the man why was he being so generous. He said he can only drive one car. And I'm out. Your dad warned you to watch out for him, but I was already attracted and I was ready to sleep with him. I'm gonna stop right there. When I come back, I'm gonna show you what happened right to that.
All right.
It's all good.
All right, hang on. We'll have part 2 of Steve's response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject, I'm getting played by an old man. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. The subject, I'm getting played by an old man.
All right, here's the recap. I'm getting played by an old man. 28-year-old divorced woman fell on hard times during the pandemic, lost her job, and got COVID. Had to move in with her daddy and her stepmom. She met the stepdaddy's 69-year-old brother.
Stepmom.
Met the stepmom's 69-year-old brother. She was attracted to him, and he came in and swept her off her feet. People that's already down is a lot easier to sweep off their feet. All you got to do is scoop them up. You was on the ground, you ain't working, and you got COVID. Now, you done met this 69-year-old man. Y'all start working out together and ran a marathon. What? You know how long it take to get in shape to run a damn marathon? Little girl, you don't know what a marathon is, and you don't know what getting swept off your feet is. You just wrong on so many levels. He gave you money for your hair and your nails, gave you a car to drive. Then your daddy asked him why he was being so generous. He said he can only drive one car at a time. Your daddy know that. Your daddy warned me to watch out for him, but I was already attracted to this man and was ready to sleep with him. I told this man I was attracted to him, and he said he been waiting to hear that because he been attracted to me from the jump. Next line, we had sex in his car that day. Pump your brakes. That's an important thing. Because right now, if you 69 having sex in the car, I'm impressed.
Oh, you're not impressed with the marathon, but you're impressed with sex in the car.
Damn that. 69 having sex in that car. I'm impressed. Lord.
Got skills.
With the marathon.
This man right here, damn that marathon.
Okay, I'm just...
Skip all that buying your hair and nails. Y'all had sex that day in the car. It all happened quickly, and I loved it. From that day on, he gave me money freely, and he started sneaking over to my dad's house to be intimate with me while my dad and stepmom were at work. Now, I'm not impressed.
Oh, you're back to being not
I'm
impressed
back to
again.
being like not impressed now. You 69, sneaking over your brother-in-law's house to have sex with his daughter.
I'm
You
with
went
you
from
on that.
impressing me to unimpressing me. The more we had sex, the more I wanted to be with him. He said he would get me an apartment so we could stop having sex at my dad's house. An apartment for sex. Here we go. Again, I'm not impressed.
Back to that.
I don't know why y'all keep getting excited about your hair, your nails, an apartment. And listen to me, he gave you a car to drive. I'm going to deal with that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, he abruptly stopped calling and coming to see me. He texted me and asked for his car back. I called him 1,000,000 times. He wouldn't answer. He texted me to tell me he was with somebody new. He's moving her in with him. He blocked my phone number after that. I was heartbroken and mad. He promised to get me an apartment and he played me. Should I give him an ultimatum to get the apartment, or I'll tell my dad how he tricked me into falling for him? How do I handle it? First of all, let's back all this up. Number one, your father told you in the beginning to watch out for him. Your father told you. Your father can't tell him what to do. He's 69. He probably older than your daddy. That's what was impressive about y'all had sex in the car. It's hard to unfold your old ass after you've been in a car. And it's hard to...
Not unfold.
Oh, man, it's hard to get in them positions. You can't do like you want to. You're going to get cramps. Your legs going to lock up. There's a whole lot going wrong. Again, your daddy told you. Listen to me. He didn't play you. You played yourself. Here's another thing. When a man says he gonna let you drive a car, but he don't buy you a car, that never works out. I've never seen that work out for a lady before. If a man is gonna give you a car, then get you a car, put it in your name. Letting you drive it, cause the moment you ain't having sex no more, guess what he want? He want all his stuff back. All his stuff he gave you, don't have sex with him. And see, don't he ask for all his stuff back.
I want my car back.
Men don't give you something for nothing. You got no commitment from this guy. Now, also, let me throw this at you, young sister. You didn't notice how thrilled he must have been to have this 28-year-old and he's 69?
That's impressive.
What, Junior?
That's impressive.
Yeah. You didn't think that was impressive?
43.
On your part?
No.
So, lady, this is it. But let me listen to all you fellas that's reading this letter. Don't take your 69-year-old ass out there in that driveway and try to climb in that car and have sex. It ain't gonna work out for you. And that's the moral of this story.
Is it now?
That's all this letter about.
Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Coming up at 46 minutes after Sports Talk with Junior, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, it's Carla's reality update. But right now, Junior's in the building with Sports Talk. What you got, Junior?
You know, Shirley, last night I told y'all that the NBA season kicked off. Look, well, 2 nights ago. But this is what's impressive to me is that they players are not having this, man. They're not. Everybody has to be a team right now. So Kyrie Irving is not moving off his position. He still doesn't want to get vaccinated, but he still stands to make $17 million. Is this? How does this work? I don't know how this works. How does this work? He still gets $17 million
to stay at the
if he don't play a game.
No wonder he's not worried about it.
But he's out there playing football.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it don't make sense.
He could hurt himself playing football for free.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. But you know, 17 million. But then also now this, you know, Ben Simmons, who plays for the Philadelphia 76ers, did not have any contact with the 76ers. None of the offseason. Showed up last Sunday for practice. Then he got put out of practice by Doc Rivers, and then he was suspended for the first game. Now he didn't already lost $1.4 million just for that. He'd already lost $1.4 million. All right. Now, Joel Embiid pretty much tired of him because he said, I don't get paid to babysit other players. That's pretty much what Ben Simmons said. I'm not babysitting him. I get paid to produce. Yeah, Joel Embiid said, I get paid to produce on the court. Wins. That's what I get paid to do. I'm not here to get paid to babysit an NBA player, which is Ben Simmons is who he's talking about. I feel what Ben's saying because this is about a team, man. Everybody got to have one mission and one goal. And if you not trying to be a part of it, I'm not looking out for you. So we clearly know they ain't friends off the court because your friend wouldn't do you like this.
To me, some money is usually better than no money.
What that mean?
Just like I learned all money ain't good money. Mm-hmm. I've taken some deals where I wasn't really happy with the amount I was getting paid for my services. But if I don't do this deal, I'll get no money and I'll provide no services. Mm-hmm. That's pure ignorance to me. Mm-hmm. Because I remember there was a time when I was offered zero for nothing I did.
I do too.
I mean, to me, I would do that. I'm just, you're trying to, I think that Kyrie's problem is he's trying to be a martyr. And you're not going to be Colin Kaepernick because what you're standing up for doesn't make any damn sense to the average person listening to this. Right. This ain't a cause you standing up for, fool.
All right, we got to get out of here. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Steve. Coming up at the top of the hour, Carla's reality update right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right before we get to Carla's reality update, Steve, you had one more thing to say about the vaccine?
Well, and Kyrie Irving. Here's what this brother does not understand. And I wish I could get to him and share some information with him. If you don't get back to playing basketball, your stock in the NBA is going to be diminished. Because I want you to know something. Kyrie missed 48% of the games last year in Brooklyn. That's damn near half. He did not play 48% of the time. Some of it was due to injury. A lot of it was because he didn't feel like, he got mental things he's dealing with. Has nothing to play with. Mental issues are real, but whatever the case. Now, that's league-wide known. So, Philadelphia can't have you Brooklyn can't have you in this locker room with this mess. Joel Embiid just said what he said, all these kids. So, about Ben Simmons, but Brooklyn can't have you in that locker room if you're not going to play all the games. Your value is diminishing even in a trade. You will never, ever make this money again, and you'll never be able to recoup this money again. Example, Antonio Brown.
Man, stop.
One day away from holding off in Oakland, and he would have got $30 million. Yep. Today, Antonio Brown plays for a little bit over $1 million a year. Mm-hmm. Once they label you as trouble, you got to pay your way back into these leagues now. These are businessmen we're dealing with, and that's a problem this young man is going to face. Kyrie Irving can go nowhere to make this kind of money. Nowhere. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody finna hire you nowhere. Home Depot don't want these problems. I'd come to work, but I ain't feeling good today.
Well, the vaccine mandate is at all companies. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. It's that time. It's for Carla's reality update.
Coming in hot.
I just got one thing to say, one reality show to talk about if I have time real quick. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the reunion show. Did you see it, Shirley?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Dorit needs to be fired. The way she talked to Garcelle during that reunion special, and she raised her voice and her tone, and Garcelle handled it like the black queen that she is. She sat there and handled it with class and dignity. But baby, when she raised her voice, let me finish, Garcelle. I'd have been sitting on the other side of the couch. Who you talking to? Who are you talking to?
There's a time when being the black queen is not appropriate.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted Garcelle to just handle it.
Yeah, they wanted her to go in on it. But she handled it her way. Mm-hmm. And, that was her way. So there you go. So Dorit, I want her gone. I did not like her tone. I really didn't. And then Lisa Rinna, she's full of it too, but she tried to play it off at the end and run over to the couch and hug her because I think she realized that her behavior was going to catch up and she was going to probably get a little backlash too. So that's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. All right, we got a little time. We could talk about Potomac. Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, so they're still on this good vibes only trip. There are no good vibes happening on this trip. They go to a public restaurant. Things get ugly at the restaurant. Candace goes off again. She gets into it with Ashley. Her husband, Chris, I didn't like the way he grabbed her and tried to get her to calm down. Monica's like, whatever. she needed to be checked, but she just kind of, Candace just needs to stop reacting to everything. And I think that's where her husband was trying to tell her to just kind of chill out and just let some things happen. You don't have to react to everything. So we will see. And I'm not mad at Giselle and Robin for going to get a hotel. Ain't nobody sharing no bathroom with men they don't know in a house. So I'm with Giselle and Robin on that. So that's Reality Update. You can follow me at Lips by Carla. We can keep the conversation going. What you got, Shirley girl?
All right, thanks, Carla. Coming up at 20 minutes after, the Duke of Ottingham pays us a visit to talk about the Queen. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
So the Duke of Ottingham is here. There he is.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Wonderful to be here. Such a wonderful thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been quite a while, though.
You're welcome, Duke.
Thank you so much. Thomas, how are you? Young Carl.
Yes, sir.
Madam Carla, Madam Shirley, Madam Mississippi. Happy to be here. What's going on? What can I do for you, mates?
Well, I mean, we called you on because we did want to ask you if everything's okay with the Queen over there. She has reluctantly canceled a trip to Northern Ireland due to advice she got from her medical doctors.
Yes, of course. Let me clear something up. We're not going to Ireland. Too much fighting, drinking. We're English people. We don't know a damn about Ireland, to be honest with you. Straight up and keeping it 100, as they say. There's no need for us to go to Ireland and run the risk of hanging out with those people in there drinking. We're going to stay right here, right around in the car and wave at the people. That's all the Queen is going to do. We're not going to Ireland. We just made up a medical report. The Queen is actually fine.
Oh, the Queen is good. Okay.
That's good news.
Here, Duke.
We're not going over there. We're not making the annual St. Patty's Day trip. There is no such thing as a leprechaun. We have plenty of money. Pot of gold, my ass. They've got money inside the car.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank
We'll
you.
have more of the Steve
Ta-ta!
Harvey Show 33 minutes after, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go, guys. This morning's version of Would You Rather, we're just going to jump right in. Here's a question for you. Would you rather have friends who are way more attractive than you, or would you...
No. B.
Or would you rather have friends, listen, or would you rather have friends way more intelligent than you?
B.
Way more
Intelligent?
way more
Matter of fact,
intelligent?
I don't like attractive friends.
What is you in this ugly cute thing, man?
You
What
can
is
count
that?
on ugly people.
Why you think I hang with you and Uncle Steve?
Yeah. You don't never notice that?
They reliable, Steve.
Oh God.
Dog, I had no problem taking Uncle Steve call or your call. We all the same.
Hey, nephew Tommy, let me ask you something.
Yes.
You have a lot of attractive friends, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because you the ugly one.
They don't mind
Ta-da!
hanging with you either.
What is that you ain't seeing?
They don't mind hanging
I'm
with you.
Damn, dog.
I'm the intelligent one.
That's where we all know the mistake has been made.
Dog, you ain't the you the
If
most
you're the
reliable.
intelligent one.
All right.
What's the next one?
We're moving on. Would you rather always have a strand of hair stuck in your mouth, or would you always rather have a rock stuck in your shoe? So hair in your mouth all the time, or a rock
I'll
in
take
your
that.
shoe all the
No,
time?
give me that rock in the shoe. Not in my mouth.
Boy, I gotta walk. Give me the hand in my mouth.
You rather have hair
What?
in your mouth?
Yeah, because I can take a toothpick, get it out.
You can reach your hand in that shoe and take that damn stone out.
But it's going to be another one.
I'd rather have a hand in the mouth because sometimes that could be a memory.
You know how much hocking you gonna be doing?
I don't care. Sometimes that could be a very fond memory.
Ain't nobody had no memory about rocking the shoe.
Hell no, ain't no good ass memory about that. And boy, you mess around and let that rock work his way up into the front of that shoe and get off to the side, be sitting on top of that baby toe. Woo!
Oh, that's some real pain.
You gotta go down them steps.
Yeah, when you brought the baby toe in, yeah. Ouch. All right, here's another one. Would you rather have sex with someone who screams all the time or have sex with someone that doesn't make a sound?
Hey.
Get the holler.
Finish, Junior.
Yeah, everybody. We all
Holler
holler.
me. Boost my ego.
Yeah, please.
Make me think I'm something even if I ain't.
Say my name.
Yeah. Be too much.
So silence is not an option for you guys.
We got tube socks, we got pillowcases, we got quilts, we got comforter. We can work with all this holler.
Yeah.
We can tone it down. We can turn it up or tone it down. Yeah.
Yeah. You can work with that.
Yeah.
Be'll make you stop. That's what B do.
But you over there sweat rolling off your head and ain't nobody saying nothing. You just I might
want to turn the TV on?
All right. We'll be back to close out the show at 49 minutes after the hour. And, of course, some closing remarks from the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, here we are, our last break of the day on this Thursday. This week. Flying by to me.
October is flying by.
Yeah.
No, the year.
True.
That's because you enjoy your job. Oh, I had a job at Ford. My year was dragging. It's just June.
Dragging jobs. You're right.
Man.
It's just what, June?
And then when you're ugly, it go by fast anyway.
Oh, Tommy, stop.
Oh,
you see Tommy throw his arms up in the air like this again.
Man, I'm just get tired of him coming here thinking he.
Oh, them was his arms?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you
see?
think
You didn't even know that.
I thought they was his hands. My bad.
Oh.
What's wrong with my arms?
Ain't nothing wrong
Do it
with your
again.
arms.
Do it again. Lean back on the chair.
It just
man, I'm tell you right now, that doctor, you gotta do great work.
Cause let me tell you something, man. When you hold your arms up and they still in the frame,
yeah, your doctor do great work, though.
You guys.
I'm done with y'all today, man.
All right. Ready for your closing, Steve?
Hey, yeah, here we go. Here's my closing remarks. I was reminded of something my father used to say to me all the time. He said, son, if somebody always got to tell you what they do and who they are, it probably ain't true. What? If somebody always got to tell you who they are and what they do, it's probably not true. And you know something, as I've gotten older, and I think back on things my father said to me, man, that just rings so true, man. And you got to be aware of people in your circle, people that's in your life, that's always wanting credit. Especially, man, if you find yourself in a position to pass it out and you overlook them. Oh, my goodness. Have you ever done that? Have you ever taken the time out to give God the glory? I mean, just really sit up and go, man, I want to thank the Lord for just keeping me, for making me, for giving me this life, for allowing me to live the way I live, Heavenly Father, that it's been so much greater than where I was. And somebody heard you say it and then wanted credit for that? That's amazing, man. I've seen it all because I've been around a long time. So what I'm saying to everybody is, know who in your life deserves real credit. And the one person that you can constantly count on in that is God. God really does deserve the real credit. And anybody trying to take it outside of that is really just asking for something they really don't even deserve. Because when they get through trying to take credit in your life for what they want to take credit for, who gave them the power? Who gave them the position? Who gave them the ability to wake up in the morning? That same God that wakes you up in the morning, did have to wake them up. But they so busy getting credit, they don't give credit back to God for even waking them up. They want to constantly come around in your circle and take credit for this and that. Listen, y'all, be aware of that. Get stronger in your relationship with God. That don't mean you got to go to a certain church or a certain building. You can start developing a relationship with God with where you are right now. He does not require you to wait till Sunday to put on a certain type of clothes and walk in a certain door. That's not a requirement. Now, is going to church and temples and halls good for you? Yeah, of course. It's always good to fellowship with like-minded people. It talks about that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that at all. But listen to me. Don't wait until then. Don't put off till Sunday what you can easily do today. You can have a conversation with God today. Well, Steve, I don't really know how to pray. You know how to talk, don't you? That's all it is. It's a word of an exchange. Here's a suggested way to pray. Before you ask God for anything, how about if you just start with thanking him? Just start by thanking him for all the things he's done for you. That's not hard to come up with. That's how you really go. It's really hard to ask people for something without having thanked them for what they've done. Like I use the analogy all the time. If a person came by your house every morning and just asked you for a cup of sugar, and you don't really know what it's for, but you cool person, so you just give them a cup of sugar. They take the sugar and they just turn around and walk away. And they come back the next day and they ask you for another cup of sugar. And you don't really know what's going on, but you're trying to help this person because maybe they need it. You pour them another cup of sugar, but as soon as you give them the sugar, they just turn around and walk away. How many days could this person come back to your house without you saying, hey, hold on. First of all, man, every time I give you this sugar, you just take it and walk it away. You don't have the manners to say thank you. Or how many times would be for, hey, man, hey, what you doing with all this sugar? But the real problem is you don't like doing stuff for people and they don't have no sense of gratitude for it. It just bothers you. Well, you're lucky God ain't like that, because God lets you come all the time without ever saying thank you and just honors your request anyway. He wakes you up every day, and without you ever having to say thank you, he said, I'm going to just do it for you because you don't know no better. But if you would change that one thing and just start thanking him for the small things, the more gratitude you show to God, the more things he will give you to have gratitude for. That's a principle of success. Stop worrying about what other people think and start wondering what God might think. Start by thanking him. That's how you open your prayer. And then right after you thank him, tell him what you want. Ask, believe, and receive. That's how the prayer works. Y'all have a great day. See y'all tomorrow, God willing. And tomorrow, here's my promise to you. If you wake me up, I'm going to be ignorant tomorrow.
Come on, boy.
Nice.
I promise you that. Bye.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.